The form and extent of work, political participation, levels of education, state of health, representation in decision making bodies, access to properties. It's are some relevant indicators of a status of the individual members in a society. However, not all members of a society, especially women, have equal access to the factors which constitute these indicators of status. So, partial norms restriction Indians women's education and employment choices, from the choice to acquire education to the entry into the workforce and to the nature of work. Let us understand where women, who constitute almost half of the country citizenry, stand today in the fight of freedom, dignity, equality, and representation. So, the principle of gender equality is enshrined in the Indian Constitution. The Constitution not only guarantees equality to women, but also provide the state with the power to take a measure of positive discrimination in favor of women in order to mitigate their cumulative socio-economic and political disadvantages. So, like in this regard, it also imposes a fundamental duty on every citizen to renounce the practices derogatory to the dignity of women. So, for years, women have suffered in injustice and prejudice of society. But today, with the changing times, they have made a name for themselves. They have broken the shackles of gender, stereotypes and stood to achieve their dreams and goals. For instance, like social activities, and raising orphan children, environmentalists like Tulsi Gaur, Encyclopedia of Forest Defense like Avani Chaturvedi, first Indian woman to fly a solo fighter aircraft, and MiG-21 Bison. Sports, there are some women like Mary Kom, first woman from the country to win a medal in boxing at the Olympics. PV Sandhu, first Indian woman to claim 2 Olympic medals. Indian women cricket team, if I'm talking about the finalist, Commonwealth Games 2022. So international organization like Geeta Corporate, first woman chief economist at the IMF. And space technology, if I'm talking about in this sector, Tessie Thomas. Education in Shakuntala Devi, Guinness World Record of the fastest human computation. And Shannon Dhaka, so All India rank 1 National Defense Academy entrance examination. So first woman batch of India. So top 3 All India rank were achieved by female candidate in the UPSC Civil Services Examination 2021. So concern related to women in India, if I'm talking about a gap in male-female literacy rate, despite the government's effort to ensure equality of women for education for both men and women in our society, the literacy rate of women in India, especially in rural areas, still remain very poor. Schools in rural India are at considerable distance, and in absence of a strong local law and order, women find it unsafe to travel long distance for schooling. So traditional practices like female infanticide, dowry and early marriages have also contributed to the problem, as many families find it economically unavailable. So gender role stereotyping attribute to women have generally led to prejudice and discrimination against women. For example, women may be considered to be less reliable as workers because of their child rearing function. So differentiation in the socialization process in many parts of India, especially in rural region, there are still different socialization norms for men and women. So women are expected to be soft-spoken, calm and quiet. They should walk, talk, sit and behave in a certain manner, whereas men are to be confident, loud and could display any behavior as per their wish. So representation of women in legislature, the representation of women in different legislative bodies remain low across India. According to the report of Indian Parliamentary Union, so India ranked 148 out of 193 countries in the number of elected female representative in parliament. So in India, despite of continuous effort in the field of safety, women are threatened by various acts. So, like a lack of access to sanitary products, menstrual education, hygiene, and sanitation facility necessary to properly manage menstruation. According to a United Nations Children Fund study conducted in 2011, only 13% of girls in India are aware of menstruation, before marriage. So glass ceiling women not only in India but across the global face of social barrier preventing a woman from being promoted to top job in management. What are the recent government schemes related to women empowerment? So Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao scheme, Ujjwala Yojana is there. So Swadhar Grah, Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandan Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Mahila Shakti Kendra scheme, One Stop Center. So better education opportunities. So giving education to women means giving education to the whole family. Education plays an important role in building self-confidence among women. It also enables people to change status in the society. So education enable and build confidence to make our decision in a better way. Education policy need to be more inclusive to ensure girls' right to education and their right to be free from discrimination within educational institution. Also, education policy should target young men and boys to positively change their attitude towards girls and women. So skilling and microfinancing, can get women financially stable, and therefore she is no longer dependent upon other in the society. Training women in non-traditional skill with market demand, creating more public and private sector job for women is important for financial empowerment. A multi-sectoral strategy is to raise awareness among women about the current, government initiatives and mechanisms should be devised to ensure the safety of women throughout the country. So like sexual harassment of women at the workplace, like Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013 was enacted to ensure safe working space for women and to build an enabling environment that respects women's right of equality of status and opportunity. So specified action to the lowest level of governance. There is a need to diverse support and promote projects at the lowest level of governance to bring more inclusivity in governance and improve the status of women in India. For instance, Swagatam Nandini Pradesh, initiative was launched with the objective of celebrating the birth of girls. With a small procession of celebrating the arrival of the daughter, parents of newborn baby girls are felicitated and baby kids under the Ladi Lakshmi scheme. Like their footprints are outlined on a chart paper and are put up on the wall of the AWC with the mother and baby girls' names. So incentive in education in order to curb higher dropout rate among girls, there is a need for providing relatively higher financial incentives of higher education. So reward should be given to villages or districts. They are able to attend equal child sex ratio through education, information and communication campaigns. Additional emphasis should be laid on e-governance so that there is a timely check on the expenditure released by the center and various state government for scholarship for girls students. Improvement in basic infrastructure can reduce domestic work burdens. For instance, domestic work for rural women often includes arduous tasks such as fetching water and fuel wood. So pipe drinking water and a clean natural gas will reduce this load. From women development to women lead development, women should be reimagined as architect of India's progress and development rather than being a passive recipient of the development. So development are undeniable as an educated and empowered woman will ensure education and empowerment for future generations. It is very important. It is the demand of the society, and we need to improve women on a very at every cost. Thanks for watching.